Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe, Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Laddu Gopal, Jaya Laddu Gopal, Jaya Laddu Gopal, Jaya Laddu Gopal, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadraman, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Panchatata, Jaya Panchatata, Jaya Panchatata, Jaya Panchatata, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Shri Radha Giridhari ki, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Gurudev ki. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu vacha patitanam pavanebho Vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Ananta koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Please welcome in our morning Bhagavatam class. I will read from the Prabhupada Lilamrita I am sharing. This is from chapter 22, and that Swami invites the hippies. We will see today how prasad distribution is going on. The kirtana lasted more than an hour as the chanters joined hands and danced around the room, and incense poured out the front door. The morning and evening kirtanas had already made the Radha Krishna temple popular in Haight Ashbury, but when the devotees began serving a daily free lunch, the temple became an integral part of the community. Prabhupada told his disciples simply to cook and distribute prasadam. That would be their only activity during the day. In the morning, they would cook, and at noon, they would feed everyone who came, sometimes 150 to 200 hippies from the streets of Haight Ashbury. Before the morning kirtana, the girls would put oatmeal on the stove, and by breakfast, there would be a room full of hippies, most of home had been up all night. The cereal and fruit was for some the first solid food in days. But the main program was the lunch. Malati would go out and shop, getting donations whenever possible for whole wheat flour, garbanzo flour, split peas, rice, and whatever vegetables were cheap or free. Potatoes, carrots, turnips, rutabagas, beets. Then every day the cooks would prepare spiced mashed potatoes, buttered chapatis, split pea dal, and a vegetable dish for 200 people. The lunch program was possible because many merchants were willing to donate to the recognized cause of feeding hippies. Harsha Rani, it's a quote, the lunch program attracted a lot of the hippie hill crowd who obviously wanted food. They were really hungry, and there were other people who would come also. People who are working with the temple but were not initiated. The record player would be playing the Swami's record. It was a nice family atmosphere. Haridas, it was taken outside too, outside the front, but the main food was served inside. It was amazing. The people would just all huddle together, and we would really line them all wall to wall. A lot of them would simply eat and leave. Other stores along Haight Ashbury were selling everything from beads to rock decors, but our store was different because we were not selling anything, we are giving it away. And we are welcoming everybody. We are providing a kind of refuge from the tumult and madness of the scene. So it was in that sense a hospital. And I think a lot of people were helped and maybe even saved. I don't mean only their souls. I mean their minds and bodies were saved because of what was going on in the streets, and they just simply could not handle. I am talking about overdose days of drugs, people who were plain lost and needed comforting, and who sort of wandered or staggered into the temple. Thank you. I am finishing here. Okay, before going the verse, I will invocation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Srinata Shakatha Krishna Punna Shravana Kirtanaha हृदयन्तस्थ हि अभद्राणि विधुनति सुहृत्सतं नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवय भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्टके मुखं करोति वाचलं पङ्गं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Again, that good morning and Hare Krishna to all assembled devotees. I humbly seek the blessings of all assembled devotees for glorification of Lord, so I can speak something for my purification of my filthy heart, though I am not qualified. And thank you for giving this opportunity to speak about this verse from Canto 4, chapter 29, and verse number 36 and 37. Whatever, I will say it in the repetition. I am reading the verse, reciting the verse, then after that, devotees can recite. अथात्मानो अर्थभूतस्य यत् अनर्थ परम्परा संसृतिस्तद्व्यविच्छेदो भक्त्या परमाया गुरो वासुदेवे भगवती भक्तियोग समाहिता सदृच्छिनेन वैराग्यं ज्ञानं च जनयिष्यति अथात्मानो अर्थभूतस्य यतो अनर्थ परम्परा संसृतिस्तद्व्यवच्छेदो भक्त्या परमया गुरो वासुदेवे भगवती भक्तियोग समाहिता सदृच्छिनेन वैराग्यं ज्ञानं च जनयिष्यति अथात्मानो अर्थभूतस्य अतो अनर्थ परम्परा संसृतिस्तद्व्यवच्छेदो भक्त्या परमया गुरो वासुदेवे भगवती भक्तियोग समाहिता संहृच्छिनेन वैराग्यं ज्ञानं च जनयिष्यति हरे कृष्णा
दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम
अतात्मानो हृता भूतश्च यतो अनर्थ परम्परा संसृतिस्तद्व्यवच्छेदो भक्त्या परमया गुरौ वासुदेवे भगवती भक्तियोगः समाहिता सदृच्छिनेन वैराग्यं ज्ञानं च जनयिष्यति।
Thank you Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to recite?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I am also right.
Thank you Prabhu.
अथात्मनो अर्थभूतस्य जतो अनर्थ परम्परा संस्कृतिस्तद्व्यवच्छेदो भक्ता परमया गुरौ वासुदेवे भगवती भक्तियोगः समाहितः सदृशिनेन वैराग्यं ज्ञानं च जनयिष्यति.
Thank you Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you Mataji.
हतात्मनो अर्थभूतस्य यतो अनर्थ परम्परा संसृतिस्तद्व्यवच्छेदो भक्त्या परमया गुरौ वासुदेवे भगवती भक्तियोगः समाहितः सदृच्छिनेन वैराग्यं ज्ञानं च जनयिष्यति. हरे कृष्ण.
Very nice, perfect. Thank you Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anyone? Can I go for synonyms? It's quite big verse today. So anyone would like to read the synonyms?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Mataji, go ahead.
Atha, therefore, Atmanaha, of the living entity, Artha Bhutasya, having his real interest, Yata, from which, Anartha, of all unwanted things, Parampara, a series one after another, Samshitihi, material existence, Tat, of, that, Vyavachcheda, stopping, Bhaktya, by devotional service, Paramaya, unalloyed, Guru, unto the Supreme Lord, or his representative, Vyasudeva, Vasudev, Bhagavati, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhakti Yoga, devotional service, Samahitaha, applied, Shadhrichinena, completely, Vairagyam, detachment, Jnanam, full knowledge, Cha, and Janaishwati, will cause to become manifest. Hare Krishna.
Thank you Mataji. Translation, anyone would like to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I am reading.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The real interest of the living entity is to get out of the nescience that causes him to endure repeated birth and death. The only remedy is to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead through his representative. Unless one renders devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, one cannot possibly become completely detached from this material world, nor can be possibly manifest real knowledge. Nor can he possibly manifest real knowledge. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. This purport is quite big, so 3 devotees can read. Yeah, please start.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I'll do the first paragraph.
Thank you.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This is the way to become detached from the artificial material condition. The only remedy is to take to Krishna consciousness and constantly engage in the devotional service of Lord Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everyone is trying to be happy, and the process adopted to achieve that happiness is called self-interest. Unfortunately, the conditioned soul hovering within the material world does not know his ultimate goal of self-interest is Vasudeva. Samsriti, or material existence, begins with a delusion worldly conception of life, and on the basis of this conception, there ensues a series of unwanted things, anarthas. These unwanted things are actually mental desires for various types of sense gratification. In this way, one accepts different types of bodies within the material world. One first has to control the mind so that the desires of the mind can be purified. This process is described in the Narada Pancharashtra as Sarva Upadhi Virimukta Tat Parena Nirmalam. Unless one purifies his mind, there's no question of getting free from the material condition, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam 1:7-16. Amati, I'll stop here. Next.
Yeah.
I'll continue, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
अनर्थोपशमं साक्षात् भक्तियोगम् अधोक्षजे लोकस्याजानतो विद्वांस चक्रे शाश्वत संहिताम्. The material miseries of the living entity, which are superfluous to him, can be directly mitigated by the linking process of devotional service. But the mass of people do not know this, and therefore the learned Vyasadeva compiled this Vedic literature, which is in relation to the supreme truth. Anarthas, unwanted things, come down from one bodily life to another. To get out of this entanglement, one has to take the devotional service of Lord Vasudeva, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word Guru is significant in this connection. The word Guru may be translated as heavy or the supreme. In other words, the Guru is the spiritual master. Srila Rishabhadeva advised his sons, Guru na sasyat, na mochayedya samupetya mrityum. One should not take up the post of spiritual master unless he is able to lead his disciple from the cycle of birth and death. Bhagavatam 5.5.18. Material existence is actually a chain of action and reaction brought about by different types of fruitive activities. This is the cause of birth and death. One can stop this process only by engaging oneself in the service of Vasudeva.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Bhakti refers to those activities performed in the service of Lord Vasudeva. Because the Lord Vasudeva is the supreme and one should engage himself in his service, not in the service of the demigods. Devotional service begins from the new type stage, the stage of observing the rules and regulations, and extends to the point of spontaneous loving service to the Lord. The purpose of all stages is to satisfy Lord Vasudeva. When one is perfectly advanced in the devotional service of Vasudeva, one becomes completely detached from the service of the body, and that is his designated position in material existence. After becoming so detached, one becomes actually perfect in knowledge and engaged perfectly in the service of Lord Vasudeva. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jivero Sharupai Krishna Niktadar. Every living entity is by constitutional position an eternal servant of Krishna. As soon as one engages in the service of Lord Vasudeva, he attains his normal constitutional position. This position is called the liberated stage. Muktir itavyanta rupena sharupena vyavastiti. In this liberated stage, one is situated in his original Krishna conscious position. He gives up all engagement in the service of matter, engagement concocted under the names of social service, national service, community service, dog service, automobile service, and so many other services conducted under the illusion of I and mine. As explained in the second chapter of this first canto, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Chita Janayati Yasho Vairagam Jnanam Chayat Ahitukam. By rendering devotional service unto the personage of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. Bhagavatam 1.2.7. Thus, one must engage in the service of Vasudev without material desire, mental speculation, or repetitive activity. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. It's a big purport and so many points are there. I will go through one by one. Before that, I will do the invocation prayer to get the blessings from Guru and Guru Parampara. Om Agyanang Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chuksurunlitung Jena Tadmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Sthapitang Jena Bhutale Shayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandehang Sri Gurung Sri Tapadakamalam Sri Gurung Vaishnavangsha Sri Rupam Shagrajatam Shahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Shajivam Shadbadhaitam Shabadhutam Purijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lolita Sri Vishakhan Vitanksha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dino Bandhu Jagatpati Gopesho Gopika Kanto Radha Kanto Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brinda Boneshwari Vishobhanu Shuti Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhoye Vacha Patitanam Pavonebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Charu Swaminiti Namini Snigdha Cheto Shupranito Bhagminam Cha Rasaplutam Prabhupada Gato Pranamami Bhakti Charu Padam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desotarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Brindo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So this is first 36, the sloka. It's telling about that what should be our goal and why we should fix our goal and from where anartha comes, what is the material world and how we can stop Vavicheda, can stop the anartha. And second sloka is telling 37, we have to do with the bhakti yoga. And to whom? To Vasudev. And through devotional service, we need to get vairagya and jnana. So that Prachanvari is telling to, Narad Muni is telling to Prachanvari Shat to come out from material entanglement. So I am not doing a big recap. That's just a previous, all devotees cover about that, how the material condition, how the miseries are there. So this is first is telling, yato, athat mano artha bhutasya yato. So therefore, what to do? Set up the real interest, that atha mano ratha bhutasya yat. Yato means therefore. So what is the real interest of the living entity? Means interest of the living entity means goal of life. Actually, goal is the inner desire that we wish to manifest. By setting goals and practicing that, person becomes successful. And also it gives that focus and motivation. Just like, if we book the Uber, we have to book the destination. Without destination, taxi driver will not pick up. Actually, goal is the inner desire, our wish to manifest. That day, I remember Krishna Chandra Prabhu was telling about that short lecture about the goal. A king is having 5 sons. The king is old now. He wants to give up the all that material opulence and distribute the all opulence to his 5 sons. He would like to take the Banprastha life, go to the forest. He called his 5 sons, and before that he discussed with his minister, Mantri, what to do. Then Mantri has given the advice that you can ask the 5 sons and tell them to take that kingdom to rule for 5 years. So then after 5 years, they have to go to jungle, forest, where there is nothing, only will be the animals and all that big plants and things, no food, no shelter. So That way king called in the 5 sons and with the help of the minister, give it to that kingdom. Okay, you do that, that, that kingdom for 5 years. Okay, then he thought, when I have got that 5 years to rule this kingdom. So he got married and he beget the sons, and whatever he would like to do, he has done. So he's thinking 5 years, that 5 years finished. Then he went to the jungle, and where there is nothing, only that animals. Then second sons came for 5 years. He was ruling. He's thinking, oh, my brother has done only one wife. I can marry for 2 wives. I can having 2 wives and more children. Like that first one is having 2 children. Now I can have my 4 children. So after that, after 5 years, he has done, and he has gone to the jungle. Then third one came, and he told, why only 2 wives? Why only 4 children? Why not more? So he has done more. And lastly, he went to the jungle. And next, like 4 also came, he has done more. Then 5 sons come. So the minister was telling, what you would like to do? Then he was telling, I would like to make a palace in the forest. So because after 5 years, I have to go. So that's telling Prabhu that how we have to set up the goals, because that son is very intelligent. So before that, he is making palace in the jungle. So he has not to suffer. He doesn't want to suffer. So in that way, we also fix in all ISKCON devotees, we fix the goal. What our goal? To back to Godhead. So this in purport, Srila Prabhupada is telling us our ultimate goal life to attain the highest perfectional stage of devotional service to the Lord. As God is the source of all happiness, and love, the essence of spiritual life, to develop love for God. So actually our goal is to rekindle that lost connection with Lord Krishna. Because we already lost our connection, that's why we are here in Dukhalaya Shashwatam. And it is easy to feel lost and without a meaningful goal of direction in life, because we that spirit souls dwindling through the material world, taking one birth after another, like 84 millions times. So every day we are hearing from Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, Sant, Mahatma. They're trying to give the transcendental knowledge said in every canto and giving the information, get out from this world. This is Kuntha Jagat. Problem comes one after another. It's come like series. It's in the verse is telling parampara, anartha parampara. So now my second point is why we choose the goal for real interest. Because we choose the goal, or our real interest will be to remove the anartha which comes from parampara, a series, which the packages, that material miseries are called anartha. That anarthas we know, that birth, death and disease. And also it's come from the ignorance, because we are following the wrong path of happiness. That's why we are suffering here. And this material existence is that begins with the illusion, actually bodily concepts of conception of life, I and me, ahameti. So that's why that anarthas come. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur also says so many types of anarthas as they are, so I'll not go for that. So I mean, still to avoid the anartha, we have to do the following the rules and indirectly by following the restrictions. So these anarthas are where? Anarthas are in not spiritual world. Anarthas are in samsritihi, in material world. I mean, this material nature, and this material nature is, we know, this is dukhalaya ashashyatam, padam padam vipadam. Also it is called niscience. In that purport is also Prabhupada telling, this is the suffering is the nature of this material world. And whatever enjoyment we are trying to achieve is the simply illusion. We have to suffer this from this miseries, birth, old and disease and death. condition of society, we are seeing how stressful, how tension, how fight is going on, increasing day by day. All means whole year is going on fighting. But we want to be always happy. But is it true? It's not true. We cannot be happy. Every day means 24 hours, 7 days, we have to go to 3 types of places: Adhyatmik, Adhibhautik, Adhidoibik. Kalakanna Chandabega is with us. It's showing the time is going up. Times is showing our senses or senses organs become weak. Hearing, we are putting the hearing aid. We are using the glasses, but after some time, it will not work. And that material existence is actually what we are doing. That previous class, the discussion was going on how we are carrying the burden and putting that one shoulder to other shoulder, naming we are trying to counteract. And our day and night activities, we found in that Srimad Bhagavatam 2.1.3, Kutumba Bharane Nava. We are maintaining family. How we are maintaining family. And Vedavyas Maharaj is telling, is the extended selfishness. That's we can keep the one bag of rice outside, that bird will come and eat. But what we do, if we see, we will take it whole bag and we'll keep for our family, for ourselves. This is the extended selfishness. And it's very dangerous and it is very temporary. That Maharaj was also telling how it is. This is anitya. It's dukhalaya ashashatam. It's temporary. Every step is the dangerous. And this is that out of ignorance only. We are trying to, that we are putting that so many lanes for the car, and we gave up the horseless carriage. We are trying to motivate, and we are using the technique like medicines are increasing day by day for maintaining for something, but it always for temporary. It's not changing. And these are all anitya. We have to tolerate everything. And the toleration is actually liberation that Maharaj was discussing yesterday. Also, I am also from my experience, I found in that how the people, when the chest is blocked, going to the bypass surgery, and they came back from the bypass surgery, they are putting the medicine to counteract. They are giving the heparin, warfarin, the blood thinner. Then after that, they found, emergency bleeding. Let's go to the theater. Then they are trying to stop that, but they cannot. And the patient is coming back from theater with the chest open. Chest open means it's so dangerous. Anytime can be means infected. And after that, we found that bleeding is not still stopping. And after that, we found how the patient is deteriorating. So whatever we try, it's not happen, because these are all illusion. We all do hard work for so-called happiness. And this is called illusion that Swayam Bhagavan, Vishnu, is telling to Narada in that sloka, in the Chatur sloki, in the second sloka. Narite ritham it pratiyata na pratiyata chatmani. Whatever is related to me, and whatever is without relation to me has no reality. If it is not real relation with me, it is no reality. It is in darkness. It is in illusion. So we are seeing also in the material existence how people are doing illusionary. So Prabhupada is telling in that purport, in the previous purport, how to counteract. Because when we are sleeping, when we are taking the dream, we have to counteract by awakening. We have to awake. So we have to stop that anarthaj, means vavicheda, that Prabhupada is telling, by bhakta, means by devotional service. So that Prabhupada is telling that in this way to become detached from the artificial material condition, only remedy is to take Krishna consciousness and constantly engage to the devotional service of Lord Vasudeva, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That in the 1.7.6 is telling, Anartha upasamam saksat bhakti jogam adhakshaje. That if we stop the anarthas, unwanted things, we have to come down from one bodily life to another and to do the devotional service of Lord Vasudeva Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But so many people does not know. And serious person takes the process to get out from the miseries. That's why Krishna told himself in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma chame divam evam evetti taktaha takta deham punarjanma naiti mameti soarjuna. And Srila Prabhupada is also instructing each and every page in his books, focus to Krishna, do bhakti, and should be bhakti like tasmat ekena manusha bhagavat satvatam pati. Have to learn the devotional service by process through sadhu, shastra, and guru. Srila Prabhupada is telling in this purport how to do the bhakti. That it is given the Narada Pancharatra, Sharvapadhi binirmuktam tat puritpeno nirmalam rishikesha shebanam bhakti uchyate. Bhakti means devotional service, means the engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, because he is the Rishikesh, the master of all the senses. And one is freed from all material designation, and one's senses are purified simply by being employed in the service of the Lord. That when Hiranyakashipu was asking Prahlad Maharaj, then he has taken his son in the lap and he's asking so nicely, what is your shiksha? What you have done? Then what Prahlad Maharaj is telling? Savanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Saranam, Pada Shevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasham, Atmanipedanam. He is telling in Canto 7 and chapter 5 and 23 sloka, 23 sloka number, 9 kinds of devotional service. And we also know from the Canto 1, chapter 2, 16 to 21, the progressive stages of bhakti by Vishwanath Chakraborty. He has told about the 14 process. And same 14 process we found in the Narada Muni, 1.5.2, 24 to 31. It is in that when he was the son of the maid servant. That like 16, 1 to 16, we know, Susrusha Shraddhadhanasya Vashu Devo Katharuchi Shyan Mahat Sevaya Vipro Punno Tirtha Nishevanat. Shraddha Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya. So number 1 is causeless mercy of the devotee. That Mahat Seva, by Mahat Seva to the devotees, we get that Shraddha, faith. Then we put the Guru Asraya Tirtha Nishevanat. So we found in that 16 sloka, we found that from is that Kripa and service, then Shraddha, then Guru. Then 17 sloka is telling Shinnatang Sakatha Krishna Punna Sravana Kirtanaha Hriday Antastha hi Abhadrani Vidhunati Sruhit Satam. Bhajan Kriya gives the anartha nibritti. Krishna cleanses the heart of hearer. Bhajanashu, just 0.5. And it should be eagerness to worship. When we do worship and with the Hridaya Utkantha, then Abhadrani anarthas goes off. And then text 18, Nashta Praisha Bhadreshu Nittam Bhagavata Shevaya Bhagavatir Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtake. When anartha is going, then nishtha is coming through the bhakti. 0.6. Then 7, anartha upagamam means disappearance of the obstacles. When that disappearance of anartha goes, that nishtha comes, that steadiness. Then sloka is 19. After that, when Nishtha increases, steadiness increases in our bhakti, tada rajas tamo bhava kamo labdhayas chaye cheto eter anavidham sthitam satte prasiddhati. So the modes disappears, and ruchi and asakti 9.9, its taste arise. The heart is no longer pierced by sense object due to lack of taste or material objects. Last desire, hankering, all disappears, and spiritual taste arises. And then when spiritual taste arises, we found number 10, asakti, firm attachment. Then when we get the ashakti, firm attachment, then what happened? Text 20. Evam prasanna manasya bhagavat bhakti jogataha bhagavat tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate. Then bhagavat bhakti yoga bhava rati 0.9. It's developed. The mind become enlivened. Evam prasanna manasya. Then 0.12 comes prema, devotional love. Then 13 darshanam, vision comes, and we gains realized scientific knowledge of the Supreme Personality Godhead in the stage of liberation, free from all material association. Bhagavat Tattva Vijnana Mukta Sangasya Jayate, that Srila Prabhupada is telling in that last that verse. That how it develops, that Vijnana, by the Vijnana we become liberated. So we develop that anubhav, we realize, followed by prema. And 14 point is direct experience of madhurya bhav, Lord sweetness. So we can realize the Lord sweetness in the 14th stage that Vishwanath Chakravarti has taken. Though we know that the 9 stages of bhakti, and this what we do the 16 to 20, then it's coming the result that vidyate hridayanta granthis, that's the knot of the in the heart is pierced, chiddante sarva samsaya, all misgivings are cut to pieces. Srila Rupa Goswami is telling his Bhakta Rasamrita Sindhu, that verse 111, we know that one. Ado Shraddha Tato Sadhu Sangasta Bhajana Kriya Ato Anartha Nibritti Sat Tato Nishta Ruchis Tatha Ato Saktis Tatho Bhavas Tato Prema Bhaya Dhanajyati Sadhakana Mayam Prema Pradurbhavo Bhavet Karma. So how give the Shraddha, then Sadhu Sangha, then Anartha Nibritti, then Nishtha, then Ruchi, then Ashakti, then Bhava, then Prema, pure love for Krishna. So, but in that, steadiness, we have to be very careful that we have to look for that unfavorable attitude should not become towards the Lord and the devotee. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has telling that how when you are planting the seed, we need to be very careful because weed spring up automatically. That's why we have to go through the stages, and we have to be very careful, and we have to put the rules and regulation. And bhakti is basically a steady practice or a better practice, like in a garden. You have to regularly water and give the sunlight or whatever regularly, whatever needed, we have to do. So we have to do bhakti. Even Maharaj Parikshit, when asking just what is the duty of every man, especially who is time of death, what's the duty? Then Shukdev Goswami is telling, Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma, Bhagavan Ishara Hari, Stotabha Kritivayascha Smatabbhaschet Abhayam. If you become fearless, you have to be here, Bhagavat Katha. Then this Bhagavat Katha, how we will listen? From whom? We have to listen through Guru. That also when Lord Vishnu is giving to Chaturshloka to Narada, and it's telling 2:936 also that the questions of the Brahma. You tell me about your 2 forms. First question. Second is the energy. What is your energy works? Spiritual and material energy works. Third is how your activities in these energies. Then he's telling when I will the secondary creation, the cosmic world, I should not be very proud. So give me the mercy. Then how you will get the mercy? When you be the submissively will inquire. That's why he's telling etvat eva jignasham tatva jignasu natmanaha. So when a person searching the supreme absolute truth should be truth submissively and in all space and time and both directly and indirectly. Means yet sat sarvatra sarvada. Everywhere you have to search. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also telling that how Guru will be, how is the qualification of the Guru. Then the Guru should be in the parampara and should be the proper spiritual, initiated by the proper spiritual master and chain of the succession. And one should engage himself in the discharge of tapasya, excuses with the devotional service. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling, Amar Aggai Guru Hon. Guru means the faithful servant of God. So also it's telling in that purport that Guru is very heavy word, the supreme, and Guru will be the spiritual master. Then when Srila Rishabdev is advising his sons, he's telling Gurur na sat, the Guru qualification. One should not take up the post of spiritual master unless he is able to lead his disciple from the cycle of birth and death. That Bhagavatam 5.518. And this material existence is actually a chain of action and reaction brought about by different types of fruited activities. And we should get the knowledge from Sadhu Shastra Guru. And Shastra is instruction of Lord, and Sadhu is coming from Parampara. That's why Srila Prabhupada is giving us knowledge how we can surrender to Lord with no speculation, no concoction. And through the Guru, we will get the knowledge for Vasudeva. Then when we are doing the devotional service with Guru, to whom to devote? To devote to Vasudeva Sarvam Iti. Vasudeva Bhagavati. The Vasudeva is Bhagavan, who possesses all 6 opulences. And Bhagavatam with the 2 meanings. I was discussing the previous classes. The Bhagava, Ba stands for Bharta, means which means to maintain the naris. Go means Gamayata, who makes one achieve to not only he nourishes, but he supplies and bestows the goal of our life, goal of the devotee. And Va, to live, which means to live. Lord lives in the devotee and the devotee lives in the Lord. And we know that Vaisharjasya Samagrasya Virjasya Jasasya Sriya Gyana Vairagasya Chaiva Shanam Bhaga Itin Gana. That strength, fame, wisdom, wealth, beauty, and renunciation is Vasudeva, only of the Bhagavan. And we know Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramokha, Vasudeva Parajoga, Vasudeva Parakriya, Vasudeva Param Gyanam, Vasudeva Param Tepo, Vasudeva Paro Dharma, Vasudeva Parogati. So Vasudeva is cause of all causes, and he is Bhagavan Swayam. That's why we every day when do the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudeva means the word Vasudeva means it's complete, pure position. Vasudeva Sthiti means Sabdam Vasudevam, Vishuddham. This is pure state of existence. No any inferior of modes of passion and goodness. And in Vasudev Sattva, only Vasudev can appear. So Supreme Personality Godhead came in the mind of Vasudev, father of Vasudev. He is established himself in Vasudeva. And Father Vasudev is completely purified, understood immediately. What he did? He transferred, he initiated to Devaki. Means initiation means transfer from spiritual to material. So this Vasudeva came in Devaki's womb. When he came, all demigods, it's surprised to seeing his effulgent. He became so bright, and it is actually heart to heart transfer, heart to heart connection. And Bhagavatam is telling that this Vasudev is not Jivatattva. He cannot transfer like normal Om. Actually, this is beyond sensory perceptions. Actually, we don't have power to see, hear, touch unless Lord sanctions, Lord desires same. It's telling same in the Chandogya Upanishad, in the purport, that we cannot have the body of a living being, neither the power to speak, nor to see, nor power to hear, nor power to think, if that Vasudev, Bhagavan, is not gives that these things. Also, when we are reading the creation and the chapter 10 from Canto 2, when desire to eat, Lord desire to eat, then our sense organs it's come up. When he wants to see, then our chaksus or our vision comes. That way we see, and he already allocate that Adhi Devas from Adhi Doibik, the Surya Devata, through Surya Devata we can see. So all depend upon the Krishna, Vasudev, and Vishnu. So Narad Muni is advising to Prachanda Parishad to take shelter Vasudev, not any demigods, only the Vasudev. So we have to get out from this entanglement through the devotional service to Lord Vasudeva. And Vasudeva is also telling Adhakshaja, Anartha Upashamam Saksat Bhakti Jogam Adhakshaja Lokasya Janat Vidvams Chakre Satpata Samhitam. Adhakshaja means who is beyond sensory objection. Common people will not understand. Vidvams Chakre Satpata Samhitam. Only those who are knowledgeable person they can get, and knowledge will come from the Shastra. And this Adhakshaja means Adha means beyond, and Aksha means eyes. So Ja, beyond sensory perception, means Krishna is beyond range of our sense perception and mental speculation. This is the Krishna's position. Adhakshaja means that which is beyond the measurement of our senses. But there is the process to knowing the Krishna. That's I have told about that, how the devotional service. Then also is that Sabai Pangsha Paro Dharma Yato Bhakti Adhakshaje. So Adhakshaje, to do bhakti, how? The rendering transcendental loving service. The rendering loving service, the result is there. It's also come in package. Anartha also comes in package, but also our bhakti also comes in package. That sadhakas gradually becoming free from poetic activities that happen in the reaction. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is telling 1.117. What the symptoms of the bhakti yoga? What's the gives the result? Kleshagni Shubhada Moksha Loghu Kriti Sudur Labham Sadarananda Vishayatma Sri Krishna Karshani Chosho. So devotional service is Kleshagni. Even for the beginners, if you start that Klesh Agni means all klesh is going up. That all the klesh reduces or nullifies all kinds of suffering, it starts. Then Subhada gives the all good fortune, good fortune by devotional service. And words Krishna Akarsani, it's indicate that devotional service gradually gives the attraction towards Krishna. He is Akarsani. So for this, when we do the devotional service, it gives the 4 types of auspiciousness. That Subhani Prinam Sarva Jagatam Anurakta Sadguna Shukham Iti Adyani Akhyatani Manishivi. 4 types of auspiciousness comes when you start the bhakti. Prini Nanam Sarva Jagatam is benefits to everyone, works for benefit of living entities. It's not saying who is the old and who is the young, for everyone, compassionate to all. Anurakta attracts everyone. And Sadguna possesses the good qualities. And then Sukham, Iti Adini Akhyatani Manisivi, bestows superior happiness. And also what gives also brings the Vairagam Ganam. This verse is telling Vairagam and Ganam. And Muktir Hivayanto Rupam Sarupeno Vyavasthiti. That liberated stage, one is situated in his original Krishna conscious positions, give the knowledge and the liberation. When that after devotional service, people become knowledge and and he feels that Lord Vasudev is the Bhagavan, and then he feels that our Sharup, our constitutional position is Nitya Das, Jive Sharup Hai Krishna Nitya Das. Then he gives up all engagement in the service of matter, the names of social service, doing the national service, dog service that Prabhupada is telling in the purport, and other service conducted under the illusion I and mine, ahometi. So when we do the Vasudeva Bhagavati, Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha, then Janati Oshu Vairagam Gyanam Chayat Ahitukam. So rendering service, devotional service to the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from this world. And it no need to do any separately. If we do the devotional service with full Krishna consciousness, and we not to attempt separately practice detachment and no need to wait for the awakening transcendental knowledge. It is develop him automatically. That's also 1.2.20 is telling Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate. When we do the devotional service, gain scientific knowledge of Lord Vasudeva in the stage of liberation, and results of following bhakti process, Vidhayate Hridya Granthis, thus the knot in the heart is pierced, Siddhanti Sarva Samsaya. All misgivings are cut to pieces. And also we found in that, in our Bhagavad Gita, in the last sloka is telling, Sharva Dharma Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja. So give up all varieties of that all dharma, only Sharanam Raja, only do the service to me. And that way, contamination of heart will be washed away through bhakti. Heart will become purified completely. And also, when you are starting in the Bhagavatam first slok, Dharma Prajita Kaitava Atra. So other dharmas will no need to do, only Vasudeva Bhagavati. Vedam Vastavam. Real substance is Krishna. So we have to reject the all demigod worship that is telling on Canto 1, chapter 2, 26 and 27. Because the demigods all powered by the Vishnu Supreme Lord, they are also separated parts and parcel, and they are not belong to categories of Vishnu Tattva. And Vishnu Tattva are living beings equally as powerful as the original form of the personality of Godhead. And in our ISKCON, the Srila Prabhupada is giving the mercy through his glasses that I also discussed in the last class. His glass is G. He is giving our goal, that in the also today's sloka is giving the goal. We have to set the goals, and for the goal that Srila Prabhupada is having the lifestyle, that morning program, morning to evening program, and he has given the association with the devotees, and he has given the scriptures that we are all getting the knowledge for scriptures, and also the render service to devotee and the Lord. And also the Maharaj is telling that in our, that movement is spiritual, not ritual, because we are getting knowledge through sadhu shastra, and we are learning the devotional process by practicing through sadhu shastra and pancharatrika vidhi. That's, I am completing my discussion today. Thank you. Hare Krishna, listening so nicely. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mande Dandot Pranam. Very, very good explanation of this 36, 37, explaining the whole process of Bhakti Yoga and how this Prachin Varishad was advised by Narad Muni to understand the, not to hankering about the material aspect of life. What is the goal of life and how to acquire that ultimate goal of life through the process of bhakti. The whole class explains the process of bhakti, and you have nicely explained the process systematically to understand in the right perspective and in stage wise, so that we can perform our duties in the mind, that to achieve the ultimate goal of life, not to move here and there, moving here and there and getting upset with the everyday's activities, and we don't know what to do next. So this is the right advice for all of us to understand, to set the goal of life and follow the process through Srila Prabhupada set rules, and everything will set in place. And this is how the Texas 36, 37 explains. Because in the previous Texas that says, no matter what you do, the um, satisfaction for your body, it will never be completed. You can't be satisfied without being without satisfying the senses of the Lord, because He's the source of everything. Once the source of everything is satisfied, everything sets right. That things we need to understand. That's why this worshipping of demigod is completely rejected, because when we know the Supreme is there, so we don't need to go for the branches. So that's why Srila Prabhupada is giving on and on the right examples, so that we can attach ourselves in everyday's duty through Sadhu Shastra and Guru, that gives us the right direction to achieve our goal of life. And that is the message of these two texts. Thank you so much. You have so nicely explained with so many references, and especially the Chatusloki Bhagavatam gives us the right perspective to understand who is the Supreme. Only when we know the knowledge of the Supreme, we know the Supreme, then only our goal set right. Otherwise, we hanker here and there and don't know what is the ultimate goal. And that is how the Srila Prabhupada is giving the right direction to understand that the goal of life and make our life purposeful, so that the real goal of life to go back to Godhead. And that is how this text helps us. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu, for nice summarization as always. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyone other to add or or minus or subtract? Please welcome.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much for the nice class today. And particularly bringing out the point that in this material life, whatever we do to satisfy our senses materially will never give us happiness. And the only way to real happiness is the Krishna consciousness, or to act ourselves in such a way that we can connect to the Lord. And only by connecting to the Lord, we are set in the right direction. Otherwise, and you quoted the verse of Srimad Bhagavatam 2.934 regarding, and where the Lord was telling to Brahma that what appears to be any value, and if it is not related to the Lord, then it is to be considered as a Maya.
Illusion, yeah.
That has no reality, it is an illusion. So but in our daily life, we often forget that, and we think that by our own effort, independently, we can solve our problem, but it is never find a solution unless we surrender to the Lord and go to His direction, that we have to resolve this, because this problem of this material world will remain. And if we do not understand it and try to find out a solution here, taking it will make it a permanent place here. It is not possible, because it is a temporary place, but at the same time, it is an opportunity for us to get rid of this problem and way out of it. And that the path is bhakti. And there are six characters of bhakti yoga, as we have very nicely as referred in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami. And these six are Kleshagni, and then Shubhoda. Kleshagni means it immediately destroy the suffering, and the Shubhoda means it is all auspicious, and it is moksha laghutakrit. That means it also disregard liberation. People wants to merge with the Mayavadis do that. They want to merge with the Lord, but that is it is beyond that. The Krishna Prem is so high that a devotee never want to do that. And similarly, it is very difficult to attain at the same time, rarely achieved. And finally, and it gives concentrated bliss, of course, such a happiness. And the other thing, the last one, is that it has the ability to attract Krishna. So because Krishna is pleased on his devotees, Bhakta Mamo Janati. So once Krishna is pleased and we can please Krishna, then all our goals of life is fixed finally, and we have not to move here and there. We get the ultimate happiness, and that is the goal of human life. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Nicely you added the points and explained very nicely. Thank you. If no one is there, we can finish the class today. Pancha kalpataru
Kalpataruvasya
kripa
kripasindhureva cha patitanam
patitanam
pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo namo namo
namaha.
Anantapati
Anantapati
Vaishnavrinda
Vaishnava
ki
Vrinda ki
jai
jai.
Adya
Prabhupada
Anandini
ki
Mataji ki
jai.
jai
Gaur
Ila
Premanande
Prabhupada ki jai
Hari
Gaur
Bol.
Premanande Hari Hari All glories to
Praise
the
to
assembled
assembled
devotees
devotees.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.